In this video, you'll learn English phrasal verbs with meanings and example sentences, all to do with the verb do. Do over, do with, do up, do away with, do well, do without, etc. Hi, welcome to Melissa Carroll, my English teacher. This is an educational channel on all things English. So I teach vocabulary, American pronunciation, grammar, of course. And this video series is part of an English word series that helps you grow your English vocabulary in a fun, interactive way. There's even a quiz at the end to measure how well you've learned the words presented in the video. Let's get right to it. In this video, the 6 phrasal verbs that we will look at today are all to do with the verb do. So number 1 is do without. Number 2 is do away with something. And then there's a different meaning with do away with someone, but I'll cover both of them. Number 3, do well for oneself. 4, do with something. And it's usually an expression like I could do with something. Number 5, do something over. Number 6, do up something or do something up. You can break that one apart. And there's a bonus quiz at the end to see how well you've learned these words. Number 1, do without something. This is a phrasal verb. To do without something means to live without that thing, to go without it, to not have it. An example sentence could be, I could do without all the stress at work. I don't want to have that stress. I could do without it. Do without it. I don't want it. I want to get rid of it. Another example sentence would be, I could do without chocolate. I'd be thinner. I could do without chocolate. I'd be thinner. Here's a negative sentence. You can say, I couldn't do without something. I couldn't do without coffee. I love it too much and I need it every day. I couldn't do without it. So you see, when you say I could do without something, you mean do without something negative. And if you use the negative sentence, then you would say I couldn't do without something you love that is positive. So it's a little bit of an opposite there. Number 2, do away with something. This is a phrasal verb. To do away with something means to stop having something or to get rid of something. Another example would be, they did away with my favorite cheese. They don't make it anymore. They did away with it. They did away with my favorite cheese. This one, do away with someone, is very different in meaning than do away with something. To do away with someone means to have them killed, to do away with them, to have them killed. Here's an example sentence. The mafia did away with him. They killed him. This is a good opportunity to ask you to hit the like button and subscribe if you find value in these videos. And number 3, do well for oneself. It's an expression. To do well for oneself means to be successful, to do well for yourself. Oh, he's doing well for himself. Here's an example sentence. He's done well for himself. He's the CEO of the company and he makes 6 figures. 6 figures means there's 6 zeros. So that's like $100,000. It's a lot of money. Number 4, I could do with something. I could do with, and then you say what that something is. This is an expression. I could do with something means I could have that thing right now. I want that thing now. For example, here's some example sentences. I could do with a home-cooked meal right now. I could do with pasta for supper. I could do with some wine. I could do with some money right now. Number 5, do something over. This is a phrasal verb. To do something over means to do it again. Here's an example sentence. I asked my teacher if I could do the test over again because I was sick when I wrote it the first time. To do it again. To repeat it. And number 6, do up something or do something up. This one you can break apart, whichever way you like. Do up something is a phrasal verb. To do up something means to fasten something like a seatbelt or buttons on your shirt. To do up your seatbelt, do up your shirt, etc. So So example sentences: do up your top button when the boss comes in. Button up your shirt. Do up something. Do up your top button. Do up your seatbelt, please. If you're sitting in the car and you haven't put your seatbelt on, do up your seatbelt. And it can refer to your hair. You can do up your hair. It will look nice. So do up your hair means to fasten your hair up. So whether you're fastening a button or fastening your seatbelt or fastening your hair up. So another example sentence: she did her hair up for the wedding and it looked really good. Okay, here we are, bonus quiz. Let's see how well you've learned these words. So I will pronounce the ones on the right-hand side for pronunciation first. Then you can pause the video and match the definitions to the words, to the phrasal verbs. Okay, so do without something, do away with, do well for yourself or do well for oneself, do with something, do something over, and do up something. So then the definitions on the left are: number 1, to do something again, repeat it. Number 2, to fasten something. Number 3, to stop having something or to get rid of something. Number 4, to want that thing right now. Usually it's now, or you want it, the desire is there now. Number 5, to be or to become successful. And number 6, to live without that thing. So pause the video, match the two, and then check your answers on the next slide. And the answers are: number 1, do something over. 2, do up something. 3, do away with. 4, do with something. 5, do well for oneself. And 6, do without something. So do you have a favorite phrasal verb? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching a video by Melissa Carroll, my English teacher.